Hello, hi, I'm Raleigh Brown. This is another curve flattening concert in an era where flattening the curve is becoming less successful and much more important. So, hi gang, hi Burks, first man in, hi Margot and Carol Pratt and Ann Mintz and Terry St. James and Janice McKenzie, my lovely wife, and Big Dan, Biggie, and Kit Serikaku on the Isle of Oahu. And Bunny Barnes here in Percy or Sellersville, I think. And Steve Davidson and John Sauer and Alex Bevan. Alex, if you know when you're going to be playing next, let us know. And Gary Wingard out there in Utah, I think. And Pamela Blake, another one of my dog-loving friends. And Rich O'Connell. Hey, Rich. Rich is out there in Monument, Colorado. Sarah Steele is here. Sarah Steele, for those of you who don't know, is one of the great treasures as a watercolorist, great painter, especially of floral stuff, but all kinds of stuff, who put out a calendar for years and years. I'm not sure if she still does that right now. But look her up online. She has a website. Just beautiful things. We've had pieces of hers hanging in our office for years. Back when we had an office. A week ago, yeah. So, okay, so let's get down to work here. I should remind you, like, I get my stream on the software that I use, and I don't always see everybody's name. So if I don't call your name, it may just be because there's not enough time, but sometimes I just don't see it, and then I go back after and look on Facebook, and then the names are there. So Michelle Benjamin, Joyce Goldberg, Kate Petrella, Judy Space, there was somebody else, Leslie Earhart I almost missed, and Dennis Lloyd. And Wayne and Diney, my good friends from Winfield, Kansas. And Melissa Woodall Fleming, the Queen of Snark. And Christian Jekyll, or Jekyll, I'm not sure. And John Sprouse, with Margie, hopefully. So, Country Day today. While I was sifting around looking for country songs to do, I had a couple and then I needed to fill in the rest of the space. I almost did Praying Mantis Love Affair again, but I decided it was a little too goofy. So we're opening with Merle Haggard. The things I learned in a hobo jungle, things I never could have learned from reading books in school. Like where to find a handout, thumbing through Chicago in the afternoon. I'm not bragging or complaining. I'm just talking to myself, man to man. Hopefully I'll be able to understand myself. Now this old mental fat I'm chewing didn't take a lot of doing, but I take a lot of pride in what I am. I guess I grew up a loner, 'cause I can't remember having any folks around. I keep thumbing through the phone book, looking for my daddy's name in every town. And I meet lots of friendly people, but I always end up leaving on the land. Where I've been and where I'm going didn't take a lot of knowing, but I take a lot of pride in what I am. I never travel in a hurry, 'cause I got nobody waiting for me anywhere. Where I am is where I'm living. If it's sleeping on some city bench or public square, or if it's working on some road gang, or just living off the fat of our great land. I never been nobody's idol, but at least I got a title. I take a lot of pride in what I am. I've never been nobody's idol, but at least I got a title. I take a lot of pride in what I am. Pride in What I Am by Merle Haggard. FBLive Clark is here. I missed her the other day and she got mad at me. And she said she loves John Prine, but that's not a John Prine song. Sorry, dear. And Steve Black, the magician and guitar player. And Robin Herrick is here from the West Coast. I hear you went out on the water. That's what Cozy said. And yeah, so that's Pride in What I Am. That is from Merle Haggard, one of the great country guys. And when I said I was going to do country music, I wanted to make sure that it was real country music, not that all hat, no cattle kind of country music, which has permeated Nashville in recent years. So, back in the day, when I first came to Philly, I made friends with a really good guitar player, also a good banjo player, a guy named Larry Sandberg. And I'm not sure if Larry's still around. I haven't heard from him in years. He moved out to Colorado. He was living in Denver last I heard. But Larry was he was like me. He loved all kinds of music, and he had gotten involved in jazz, and he actually had a D'Angelico guitar, which is like that's the equivalent of having a Testarossa if you're a car enthusiast or something. It's like the top of the line. John D'Angelico is a great guitar builder in New York. Built the great arch tops. Anyhow, so he was playing jazz and stuff, and then I ran into him one time, and he said, I just fell in love with playing old time music, which is what early country music is what it is, and dance music a lot of times, and very simple in structure but great music. A lot of times they think of it as being kind of trance music. You just play the same tune again and again and again and again. So he said, yeah. He said, I've got it down. I've got it down to just 2 chords. And I said, that's interesting for a guy who used to be a jazz guy, And then he said, yeah, if I could just get rid of 1 more chord. I mention this because this is a Hank Williams song. And it's actually kind of a 1-chord song. You can kind of throw a 5-chord in there, but most of the time it's just 1 chord. But it's a good chord, just a regular old major chord. Well, if you are sad and lonesome and don't know where to go, come on round to my house, baby, and bring along some dough. We'll go honky-tonkin', 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 honey, baby. We'll go honky-tonkin' around this town. Come on, call me up, honey, and we'll go stepping out, and we'll go honky-tonkin, 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 honey, baby. We'll go honky-tonkin round this town. Well, I'm going to the city, to that city fair. If you go to the city, baby, well, you will find me there. And we go honky-tonkin, 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 honey, baby. We'll go honky-tonkin round this town. So if you are sad and lonesome, honey, and don't know where to go, well, come on down to my place and bring along some dough. We'll go honky-tonkin, honky-tonkin, honey, baby. We'll go honky-tonkin around this town. Yes, we'll go honky-tonkin around this town. Honky-tonkin from Hank Williams. Hey, Bobby Foster. Hey, man. Bob Foster is the little brother who I knew when he was this high of my dear departed friend Tom Foster. And Tom was a great guitar player who lived both in Austin and in Cleveland, and played rock and roll and country music, all kinds of stuff. I ended up settling on the pedal steel, became a great pedal steel player, and then died in a freak bicycling accident about 2 years ago. And I think of him often. I have some nice, lovely pictures of him and me sitting playing the guitar. So it's nice to see Bobby here. Okay. Unfortunately, my set list has a bunch of retuning today. I don't know how that happened. But I think I'm going to capo this one. So this is the instrumental for today, and I wanted, since I was doing country tunes, I thought I'd like to do a country instrumental. Pretty good. This is a kind of jazzy country instrumental. It was written by John D. Loudermilk, if I remember correctly. And he wrote it as a favor to for Chet Atkins, and he was friends with Chet. And the story I heard, I'm not sure if this is true. Maybe Bunny Barnes knows this one. That Chet was kind of stale on the guitar. He wasn't playing much. He was doing a lot of music business stuff and maybe production and stuff. And he wanted to get back into playing, and he was getting interested in jazzier stuff, and John Loudermilk wrote him this instrumental just to kind of get him going, to get him interested in playing again. I first heard it by Doc Watson, and I still think of his version as the one. And my version is a little, I'd say it's on the primitive side. There are people who just play the shit out of it, like Tommy Emmanuel probably does. And, even Bunny may play a great version of it, I think. So here we go. Reuben Musgrave. Hey, buddy. soft ending there, but I felt a little bit okay about the rest of it. So yeah, one of the great A minor instrumentals. I'm a great lover of A minor instrumentals, starting with way back when I heard Angie played by Bert Jansch. I should mention too, in next month, right about a month from now, I'm scheduled. I'm not sure if it's going to come off. The Bert Jansch Foundation has been doing a series of kind of online radio shows, and so I've been invited to do one of those. It may actually kind of be right around this time, like a Tuesday at 2 or 3 o'clock. So we'll see how that goes. I may have to do it instead of doing my concert that day, or do my concert at a different time. But it's a little bit of I guess it's kind of an honor. It's, I talked to them for a long time. They were originally going to send Bert Jansch's model guitar around the world. It's called Around the World in 80 Plays. And I was on the list to do that, and then the world became more complicated, and it never happened. So they can't send guitars now, and now they're doing these radio shows. But I digress. Okay, so one more song for today, and it's really the one that I wanted to play. So what do I have to say to you? There is a PayPal link if you'd like to leave a little something, and a Venmo link as well. I'm starting to get into the Venmo thing. I kind of like it. Alex, did you ever write in and say whether you have plans to play yet? Is he there? Hey, Stevie Coyle. And the Kokomo Kid. Man, Kokomo, I listened to you yesterday. I love you. I adore you. And so many people here. Les Hughes. Those of you who I've already mentioned, I won't re-mention. Ruben is here. Robin Hare, I said her. Oh, Lucy Oliverio Granat. And Lucy had corrected me. I thought it would be Gernot, and she told me it was Gernat. And then Burks wrote me and said, I think it's Gernot. But I didn't get a chance to write back and say, that's not what Lucy said. And Carol Pratt and Nancy Lefton, Donna Greenberg. Donna Greenberg is a real music fan. She loves all kinds of music. And her former husband was a guitar student of mine at one time, Greg Root, great guy. And their son, Julian Root, is a really good guitar player now and banjo player. And Ann Mintz is here. Hi, lovely Ann Mintz, my friend. And Eddie D. I know I'm killing a lot of time here. And John Sprouse and Aretta Welk. I'm going to have to talk to Cozy and tell her to quit calling you Arita. And Alex Bevan says, perhaps Friday. Okay. And Kokomo's feeling pretty mushy about me too. Thanks, buddy. That makes it all worthwhile. I'm going to get rid of this pick. I was going to play Pride in What I Am with a flat pick today, and then I listened to just the sound of the flesh on the guitar, and it was so pretty. And I said, we don't need no stinking flat picks today, so we didn't do that. This is just a really special song, written by a guy named Bobby Charles. I think he's a Cajun country singer. If I had my way, I'd leave here today. I'd move in a hurry. I'd find me a place where I could stand and not have to worry. A place to be loose, a place I could lose these Tennessee blues. I'd find me a spot on some mountain top with no one around me, with valleys and streams, and birds in the trees, and lakes that surround me. A place I'd feel loose, a place I could lose these Tennessee blues. Place I'd feel loose, a place I could lose these Tennessee blues. A place to forget all my regrets and keep just the good times. A place I could sleep with nothing but peace and feel free at all times. A place to feel loose, a place I could lose these Tennessee blues. A place to feel loose, a place I could lose these Tennessee blues. Great song, isn't it? So Alex might be back Friday. Cozy and Charlie were this morning. They did another wonderful show. And you can go back and watch those, of course. They were on at 10:30. Kokomo was on at 10. I missed him because I was running around doing stuff. And I may go back and watch it now. I have the rest of the day to do nothing but everything else I have to get done. And Kokomo will be on tomorrow at 10. Tomorrow night is Wednesday night, and Frank Fatuski does his blues stream, and he's a fine blues guitarist. And then I'll be back on Thursday at 3, and by then I'll have thought of some more tunes to play for y'all. I think that's everything I wanted to cover today. Let me see who's still here. I love all you guys. It's so great to see you. And when somebody who I haven't seen for a while, like Ruben Musgrave or Bob Foster, shows up. Hi, John Sprouse. And Michael Tierson, I didn't see you made it in here a little bit late. Oh yeah, Bobby Charles also wrote "See You Later, Alligator," and a couple other tunes that are very well known, but you know, none of those match up to Tennessee Blues. So Donna Greenberg says, "Are you sure it is the same Greg Root? Is that a joke?" I knew you when you were Donna Greenberg Root. And he was a good guitar player and a funny guy. Oh, you're talking to Kokomo. Yeah, I don't know if Kokomo is that. Anyhow, I'm digressing. So thank you so much for tuning in. You guys know by now, because I tell you all the time, how much I love playing for you and knowing that you're here. And if there's anybody I missed, I apologize. It's because the stream lied to me. And like that. So stay safe, stay sane. We're all trying to stay sane. If it takes therapy, if it takes medication, if it takes a lot of guitar playing to keep yourself sane, do whatever it takes. And they're talking about a vaccine. I don't know when we'll get it, since the imposter in chief is doing everything he can to make things worse for Americans after he's lost the election by millions and millions of votes. But there you have it. But there may be a vaccine pretty soon, and who knows, we might be able to go out in public and see each other. Eventually put our little masks away as artifacts, sell them in antique shops. We'll see. So if you get cranky, take a nap, and tune into all my other friends who are playing these streams too. Bye-bye.